It's 15 years old. I really don't want to put the money in it to fix it. Can we replace it? And, oh, by the way, there's renters coming in Saturday. This was yesterday. Needless to say, we scrambled, got the resources together, got the equipment together. We have the manpower. And lo and behold, 8 o'clock this morning, we were putting it in, and I assure you, it's probably done right now.
And those renters will come in, they'll be real happy.
Absolutely. And one of the things is the company said, hey, Joe, we just had the place cleaned because the cleaner was there and let them know that it wasn't working. And I assured them, I said, don't worry about having a cleaning crew go behind us. We're going to put the drop cloths out. We're going to cover everything. And I'm very confident that it's going to happen just like we said it was going to happen. And in fact, 2 weeks ago, we had the same situation where we had renters coming in at 2 o'clock Saturday, and we finished up at about 12:30 in the afternoon. Couldn't even tell we were there.
That's incredible.
And that goes for everybody in our customer service area. We treat everybody the same. Englewood, Port Charlotte, wherever we're working, that's, if it's an emergency call, that's how we treat it. So
that's great to know, and that is what people continue to come back for. And in any business, I mean, if you don't have great service or customer service, you're not going to get the repeat business. You're not going to get the recommendations for other businesses.
Right.
People are not going to talk about you in a positive manner, and that's how you generate.
Yeah, I mean, word of mouth is it. And Bobby always, our assignment is we have to have the wow factor. When we're done at your house, he wants you to say, wow.
Yeah.
Great job. And we get it just about every time. Great place. We do great work, and the guys are happy. We have a very good work environment at the place. Again, Bobby really focuses on hiring good people. And in fact, he always tells the management staff, we don't want to have workers that we're going to lay off soon, so if we hire someone, they're going to be with us for a while, so not hire.
And that's important, too. Come back after the break, and we'll talk more with Joe and Brian.
Start the music. We want you. Without you, the world is not the same. Yes, we are talking to you. You who is not afraid to get your hands dirty. You who makes the world run better. You pipe fitters, plumbers, mechanics, and drivers. We are sunplexjobs.com. And we need you! It's a little loud. Skilled laborers of all kinds, we love you. Fireworks! Sunplexjobs.com. Long name, amazing results.
Oh, look, honey, your picture is in the dictionary.
Really?
Under the word ironic.
Ironic.
Yeah, as in, isn't it ironic that you, an unemployed IT specialist...
That's me.
Isn't it ironic that you are using neither information nor technology to look for a job?
What are you saying?
Sunplexjobs.com.
They have jobs online for me?
They have more IT job listings than they have applicants.
Should I go there?
Well, yeah, unless you want your picture under another I word.
Which would be?
Ignoramus.
Right.
Sunplexjobs.com for IT. Long name, amazing results.
Matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance has been recognized as highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance claims experience 5 years in a row by J.D. Power and Associates. For J.D. Power and Associates award information, go to jdpower.com.
In Bartow, call the Polk Murphy Insurance Agency at 863-533-0991.
Never bet on a horse named Tripod. Never go cliff diving with a guy named Cliff. It's just too many cliffs. Never tell a zombie he looks like death warmed over. And never trust a car that hasn't been trusted to Midas. Save on brakes, maintenance, and total car care for a car you can depend on long after the warranty expires. You deserve the Midas touch. Get a comprehensive oil change, tire rotation, and visual brake check for $19.99. Up to 5 quarts conventional oil. Shop fees extra. Most vehicles at participating Midas.
Turn on that radio and back you. The cops ain't likely to catch up with us, not tonight. So we can all be quiet and peaceable and listen to
WENG.
And welcome back to Gulf Coast Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Lou Hastings, from the Boca Grande Area Chamber of Commerce. In the studio with me today, I have Brian and Joe from Grand Air Services on Boca Grande, and we are talking everything air conditioning, refrigeration, you name it. We're talking about it, and since we are talking about it, I'd love to talk to you a little bit about some of the products and companies that you actually handle. I know Train is one of them.
Train, Carrier, and Payne Products, which is made by Carrier. Mitsubishi mini splits, like you have here in the studio. Indoor air quality, that's important right now because we're all going through
huge.
Red tide is a big thing right now, especially on Boca Grande and south of Boca Grande. So we offer all varieties of indoor air quality. And also all the rebates are going to start rolling out here in the next month, at the beginning of March. So you're going to start seeing manufacturer rebates from Train, from Carrier, and even from Mitsubishi. We've seen that come down the pike too. So we offer a wide variety of indoor air quality products and the equipment.
Yeah, and indoor air quality, like Brian was saying, with the red tide, I remember several years ago, I think it was 2005 or 2006, we had that really bad snap of a red tide, and we had actually customers and people leaving the island due to it because, respiratory distress. And our advice was at that point to go in, lock the house down tight. We have some filtration and purification products that really deal really well with red tide, believe it or not. One of the units that we like to use is a CAP 600 UVP, which is basically a whole house HEPA filtration unit. And to give you an idea, you might have an air conditioner at home that's moving 1.5 tons of air, 2 tons, 3 ton, 4, 5 ton unit, where this filter by itself will move 1.5 tons of air by itself. So it is a whole house independent filtration and purification system. And basically HEPA filters will collect particulate, but we really want to disable the particulate, whether it be a virus, dust mites, bacterias, and we do that through purification. And generally purification is done with ultraviolet germicidal light. And like I said, a few years ago when we had that red tide, it just worked out really well. We had a lot of customers, after we put them in, called up and said, you really saved our season, because if not, we were heading home. And so it made a big impact. Knowing what to do in situations that arise, I think really makes a difference with Grand Air as well.
Yeah.
Have they made improvements on these air quality filtration systems since 2005 that may help? Or, I think a lot of people don't realize that there are some things they can do to mitigate the effects of red tide. One of them is not going to the beach, number one, A. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, our thing is to get the house locked down tight and then really concentrate on the indoor air quality, again, through filtration and purification. There have been some improvements. They still have the CAP 600 UVP, and the UVP is basically a germicidal lamp. And there's two types of, actually there's a few more types now, but there's a couple types of UV lamp where you have a UV lamp and it radiates UV, and it kills mold, mildew, bacteria, sterilizes dust mites, viruses, an overall great indoor air quality tool. And then there's also some UV lamps that produce a small amount of ozone. I know ozone has kind of a bad rap, but used properly, it is a great indoor air quality tool. And then, of course, now they've came out with some of these new UV lights that actually are emitting hydroperoxyls, which basically is a UV light wrapped with a titanium shield, and titanium is always in a state of oxidation. So the UV light interacts with the titanium shield to create a hydroperoxyl, which is something similar to ozone, just not nearly as, it's not as efficient, but it's not toxic either. So, and then now just lately they've come out with a plasma lamp that is really taken off. We've put a few of them in, and I'll tell you, the customers say, Joe, I cook stinky fish, and 15 minutes later, I can't even smell it. Or potpourri. They're saying, hey, I can't smell my candles either.
Right.
But they're just great tools. Yeah, absolutely, and they're great tools.
What kind of maintenance do you need on those? Are they more regularly maintained than just say your average maintenance contract?
No. Actually, a standard maintenance contract
should cover it.
We can add it to it. To give you an idea, like the Cap 600, there are pre-filters that need to be changed periodically, every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, every 5 years. And then germicidal lamps as well. Generally, germicidal lamps, you can either replace them once a year or once every 2 years. What happens with germicidal light is after a year, it drops to about 80% efficiency. And then after about 18 months, it'll drop to about 50% efficiency. And it'll maintain 50% efficiency up to the life of the lamp. You know, that lamp may burn for 5 years, but you're only at 50% of your efficiency. So for an extra $75, $80, put a new lamp in there and get yourself back up to 100%. Some people are a little more proactive and want to do it every year. Some folks would rather do it every 2 years. And either one is fine. I mean, you're not going to make a bad call. As long as it's within 2 years, you'll be fine.
That doesn't sound like a bad trade-off at all, and certainly something that's needed for the area in which we live. I mean,
absolutely,
it's a necessary evil. Unfortunately, that this red tide does rear its ugly head from time to time, and it's great to know that there is something that you guys offer to combat it if you want to save your season.
Well,
absolutely.
One thing too, Lou, is that we fight in the field, and that is the physical limitations that we have to install these filters. Carrier just brought out something new, and it is a reduced size on the Infinity air purifier, which is kind of exciting to me because a lot of places you can't fit these big giant filters. So it's given us an opportunity and an option.
Great. Well, that's good to hear. Certainly since red tide does affect me a little bit. So we're going to go to the half-hour break, and we will be back with Brian and Joe. Come on back.
This is the Huckabee Report for Friday. I'm Mike Huckabee from Tiberias on the Sea of Galilee. Well, the feds may be coming for your cola. The story next.
Are any of these symptoms familiar? Weight gain, hot flashes, rapid heartbeat, night sweats? How about fatigue, nausea, low libido, and fat storage? If you're a woman over 40 experiencing any of these symptoms, you probably have hormonal imbalance. Ambren restores hormonal balance in women over 40, so the extra pounds fall away and the other symptoms simply disappear. To receive a complimentary risk-free trial with a free 30-day supply, just be one of the first callers right now at 1-800-921-8040. That's 1-800-921-8040.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Julian with Safe Light Auto Glass.
What makes Safe Light different? Only America's largest auto glass company gives you the reliability of the strongest repairs. It includes our exclusive glass healer resin that penetrates micro cracks better, so our repair stays stronger and lasts longer than other resins. Plus, with most insurance, a Safe Light repair is no cost to you.
Just ask your insurance company for Safe Light or call 800-800-2727 or go to safelight.com.
Health advocates plan to petition the FDA to regulate how much sugar is safe in sodas. They want the feds to regulate sugar in the same way they regulated tobacco to force people to quit smoking. Of course, the original argument there was that they were protecting innocent bystanders from secondhand smoke. I don't know of anyone getting fat off secondhand Coke. The American Beverage Association responded that the average number of calories in soda has actually dropped by 23% since 1998. And 45% of all non-alcoholic beverages purchased have 0 calories and sugar. People could just order diet soda instead, but then, if we let people be responsible for making their own personal choices instead of having the federal government do it for them, it wouldn't be America. At least, not America in 2013. It has been a tough few years for sports heroes. Baseball had the steroid scandal, Tiger Woods, his sex scandal, and Lance Armstrong was exposed as a cheater and bully. Yesterday, possibly the most shocking yet. Oscar Pistorius was the South African runner born without the lower bones in both legs. Last summer, he inspired the world as the first double amputee to compete in the Olympics. He ran on carbon fiber blades and became a symbol of both the amazing advances in prosthetics and the indomitable human spirit. Time magazine named him one of the most 100 influential people in the world. But yesterday, 2 shots rang out from his home in Pretoria. Inside, police found his girlfriend, model Reva Steenkamp, dead from bullet wounds in the arm and head. What happened? Still unclear, but South African police were crystal clear about their intention to charge Oscar Pistorius with murder. Now, where can kids look for a sports hero right now?